Welcome to Fayetteville. Just your thoughts on how you're settling in, and man, you were sweating the other day on the indoor. So how's it been going for you so far?
I think it's been going great. Really appreciate being here. Super excited. But I think everything is going good. The kids are doing what we ask them to do, and the coaching staff continue to work, doing the things that we need to do to get better every day.
Morgan, Ryan was in the other day, and we asked him about you making the transition, and he talked about this period where you would come in and talk to him every couple of days before you got on his staff. What was that period like for you, and obviously maybe hoping to stay here?
Yeah, I was definitely hoping to stay. Love it here. I mean, love this place. Love the fans. Family loves it here. So we were relieved to be staying, and really happy to be a part of this program and building what he wants to build and helping out with that vision.
But you went in every couple of days, and maybe he was bouncing some stuff off you. You were
Yeah.
informing me. How did that go?
Oh, good. I mean, it's just getting the lay of the land. I mean, one of the few that's been around, and so and just kind of see who different things. I mean, what the program's about and things like that.
Why did this position, excite you to come here? And can you maybe speak about your room specifically, the guys you're working with? There's 6, I think, right now with you.
I think it was a great opportunity. I've been knowing Coach Silverfield for a while. We started out the first 2 years at Memphis. I learned a lot from him, even just being as a O-line coach at that time. We lived near each other. We became good friends. And with this room, I think the guys are doing a really good job. You have a lot of versatile guys in that room. And that's what you want. You don't want just one person, but you have so many different guys. When you start talking about a veteran coming back, which is Russell, he's looking good, looking strong, looking a lot faster. He's buying in. He's doing a good job of kind of being one of the leaders in that room. You get a guy like Sutton, really explosive player, and he does all the right things. Extremely smart. Then you also, have Keaton. You have Key is really good player. I think he's really explosive. He can catch the ball out the backfield. He's learning, and I'm letting him know this is a process. A lot of times when young guys come in, they don't understand the importance of this being a process. Get another guy out the portal, Jasper, who's a really strong back, but he's also young. So you want guys you can kind of help build around and do different things like that, which I think is really good. And the kids are doing everything that we can ask them to do. They're coming with a great attitude. I think Cam definitely is really surprising to me how explosive he is, how smart he is. And he can do everything from protection to understanding the pass game and different things like that. Then you have the young guy in there, TJ, and he's doing exactly what those older guys ask him to do. He's practicing extremely hard, and those are the things we ask him to do. And I ask those kids to make sure they can answer 3 questions: what to do, how to do it, and why you're doing it. And those kids are doing a good job with that, and that's all you can ask for. Come with a great attitude. They're doing the little things. Those kids love football. Extremely intelligent, and right now they're doing the things that we need them to do.
We're not used to seeing a whole lot of catches with the running backs. I think like 30-something catches last year, but Memphis had 62, I think, last year, and then 82 the year before that. And we saw you guys working a lot of screen game and stuff and working on swing pass and stuff. How involved will the running backs be in the pass game?
I think the game is changing. Even from this level, from the NFL level, you want guys who can catch the ball at the backfield. You want to create matchups, and I think the guys in that room, they definitely can do that. You want to get those guys the ball out in space, whether it's a screen game, swing passes, different things like that. And the same things, with all our explosive players. Try to get them the ball in space, and whatever we need to do those things, that's what we're going to work on.
Braylon was listed at like 238 last year. On this roster, he's listed at 235, but he's clearly lost weight. How much of a focus has that been for him, and where can it benefit him?
I think it's benefits keeping him healthy, and he's able to move faster. And it's not just so much the weight. I think he's changing his body, and he made a conscious effort to do that. He's been working extremely hard on that. That hasn't been a problem since I've been here. He was like, these are the things that he wanted help on, and he's doing a good job with it. The strength staff doing a really good job with that. So I continue to encourage him, continue to push him. That's what he's looking for.
Morgan, obviously some changes with the tight end room. You don't have Rohan here anymore, but where is Platt? Where has he stepped his game up, and what have you seen from Lockwood and Adcock so far?
Yeah, so just 2 practices so far, no pads, but Jaden did a really nice job. He's also working to change his body up too. He's been really strict with his diet. He's put in the extra work, it's been fun to kind of see that him try to take the next step in his growth and really just completely get serious about everything involved with this game. Like he's changed his body, and you could see it, and I think he's moving better. And then seeing those two new guys come in, I mean, first of all, it's been great to see just how they all mesh as a room. They've done a really good job of getting together. I mean, they'll go all hang out together and all that. The room gets along really well. It's nice having Matt there because, like, he knows the offense. We'll come in like, hey, this is how we want to do it. He asks a question like, hey, this came up one time. What do you think about this? And guys are able to go and study with him. He's able to, like, hey, this comes up a lot when we're running this play, and he's able to spend time with those guys teaching them. And then seeing him out there, I mean, he's physical. He loves the run game. He's going to be a big contributor in that part. And then Ty came over from BC. He hopped right in. It's good to see him run around. He's moving well. He's picked it up really well as well. So it's been fun to see those guys work.
Morgan, Coach Silverfield was telling us that he's known you since you were at Stanford, and I know it was like maybe 10 years ago or so, but what do you remember about Coach Silverfield back then before he was, obviously a head coach?
Yeah, he'd come out and visit us. We'd spend time talking ball, going through different plays. Like, I mean, he had Adrian Peterson with the Vikings, so seeing some of the stuff they did with him, just bouncing ideas off each other. So it's good to get a different perspective coming in. It was good to get to know him, and I stayed in touch with him through the years.
How different is the tight end utilized in this offense compared to what was ran previously?
To be determined. That's kind of during these practices. It's all right. What can our guys do? Like I know the four that I've had pretty well. They don't. So they're seeing what do they do well. What could they do? How do we want to use them? How do the two new ones fit in? And really, just hey, we're trying to get the best out there. So see what we could do well, and then kind of see how we want to use them.
Coach Johnson, what's the origin of Yak Johnson? When did you start being called that?
Probably at Tulane. That was the first time I actually got a chance to coach running backs. I was coaching the running backs and tight ends at that time for 4 years, and it was yards after contact. And I'd always been a receiver coach most of my life. I coached receivers in high school, being an OC and being a head coach, and I coached receivers when I went to Memphis, so it's yards after catch. And now that I'm more of a seasoned coach, it's going to be years after career. I have to continue doing the things that I need to do to kind of improve myself, but that's where it comes from.
Specifically on Sutton, so does the same thing apply? He was at Memphis. He knows the offense, and we've seen him kind of move up to the front of the drill line sometimes. What can you say about Sutton and maybe his leadership and his knowledge of the offense?
He's a pro. He's a professional. He understands everything that's going on, and he did a really good job with those guys in the room. Being a new person, he pulled them along. Not so much pushing them and letting them know, hey, I'm coming to do this, and no, we're going to do it together. And I think that's really big when you start talking about a running back room, because we're going to need a lot of guys. We're in big time football. This is the SEC. It's not just going to be one person. We have to run tough when it's tough to run. So we're going to need a number of guys to do these things, the things that we want to do. And I think Sutton's done a great job of being a quiet leader. He's not a rah-rah guy, but he's going to be everywhere on time doing the things he's supposed to do and how he's supposed to do it.
For both of you guys, the turnover margin was really, it hurt Arkansas last year. Can you talk about maybe, is that something, how often you stress it? Can you talk about how you stress it? And then Morgan, you too?
I think the biggest thing is that's the number one thing. We own the ball. We talk about that over and over. We have the ball security. You hear us out there time, no matter who has the ball, if it's a tight end, a running back, a receiver, quarterback, we stressing you have to own the ball because that's the most important thing. The ball is the most important thing. You're carrying everything in your hands at that time, and it doesn't matter until it matters, and we all know that. So we continue to stress those things and talk to those guys about it. And it's how we train. We train like that over and over about owning the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing drills every day for it. I mean, it's a big emphasis. I mean, if anyone in the staff room sees a loose ball, like we're calling it out. We're pointing it out. It's painted up in our team room on the offensive side, own the ball. It might have even been before all in. I mean, so it's a big emphasis, and we're going to make sure we keep it tight all the time.
I'm not sure if the tight ends had a fumble
I don't believe so.
last year.
I was wondering where the, interest started with Lockwood. how he was identified, I guess, and what led to him ending up at Arkansas.
Just a lot of time going through all the portal entrants. I mean, I knew of him coming out of high school when he went and signed with Alabama. But then just pretty much every name that was going in the portal, I was watching film on it and liked what he was doing and went from there.
How did that conversation start with him, I guess?
Just reaching out and see the interest and what he's got going on. And I mean, if you got him out on a visit, things happen fast in the portal. So it's like, hey, you got interest. I like what you're doing. Talked kind of about the offense and what we're building here and got him out on a visit, went from there.
Obviously, there's a lot of turnover now with college football, and especially with this team. I think you guys only brought back like 26 scholarship guys, but several of the running backs. What was it about Braylon and Markalen and who am I leaving out? Cam Settles that you kind of identify? It's like, yeah, we want these guys part of the team, part of our program.
The number one thing, obviously, you know, the athletic ability and different things like that, but they want to be here. You have to want guys who want to be here. And immediately when I met with them and Coach met with them, they understood the vision and where we were trying to go with the program. They immediately signed back. So when they signed back, before I even went to the portal, I went to each one of their houses. I drove to their houses, meet with their parents, and sit and talk with them, because at the end of the day, it's about relationships. Mm-hmm. And they understood exactly, you know, what we wanted to do, where we were trying to go. So I wanted them to feel wanted. You know, I didn't want it to just be no lip service. So at the end of the day, I went, drove to their houses, met with their families, and told them exactly what we were going to do. Hey, listen, we're going to have to get 2 other guys out the portal to help us out, because we need to have and they say, Coach is good. I didn't want them to see it on the internet and different things like that. So once they saw that and they understood where we stand, so that was one of the big things. Those kids want to be here. They're going to be a part of us getting to the next level.
Obviously, Sutton makes a lot of sense coming to Arkansas from Memphis, but I'm curious about Jasper. Like, what was he looking for when he entered the portal, and just how did that develop? And is there any background, any history that you had with him?
Yeah, Jasper's from New Orleans. I've been knowing him since the 8th grade. One of the top players in the playground on the West Bank in New Orleans. Really smart kid, tough kid, 4.0 student. So I've been knowing him for a while, and I offered him at the other place. You know, but at the time I couldn't take him. I already had 2 other guys, and we needed a big back. And immediately once he went in, it was a no-brainer for us. And obviously everybody was recruiting him, but we just wanted our opportunity to show him exactly where he fits with us. And that's the number one thing I think right now, even with so many kids transferring, whether you fit and whether does it feel like family.
What do you think that was his process? Why he entered the portal? What he was looking for out of it?
I think he had so much going on at the other school, just wasn't sure at the time. Think they had a few coaching changes and different things like that. So, you know, I think it worked out for us. You know, really good young man. I think he's going to be a really good player. And he's still young. He's only his 2nd year of college.
I know a lot of attention is on Jaden Platt, but you also got Maddox Lassiter back from last year. Kind of how has he developed? And, like, you know, he was used a lot as a fullback. I don't know how much that's going to be used in this offense, but how is he as a tight end?
He's doing a good job. He's learned it. He's picked it up really well. He's continued to work on getting that footwork right, because it's a little bit different being off the ball and lead blocking on someone than making sure you got perfect first 2 steps to get fit up on that block. And he's working to have that footwork down, hand placement and all that stuff. But, I mean, whether he's going to be in the backfield or on the ball, like, he's still going to be that physical guy who's going to run well, catch it. And it's fun seeing him continue to grow every year that he's been here.
I know he's not in your room, but you've been here as KJ Jackson's kind of evolved, and now he's competing with AJ, obviously, for a starting job. Just what have you seen from him as he's grown throughout his college career?
I mean, the whole time he's been here, he just continues to grow and embrace that leadership role that comes with being a quarterback. And you could see the confidence he has. I mean, because he's put in the work. He's studying like crazy. And guys look up to him as a leader, part of that position, but he's embraced it too. I mean, all the quarterbacks are working, get the guys together to go throw and all that stuff. And they've been doing a good job.
I was curious your opinion on Coach Silverfield. I mean, I guess you knew him a little bit he said he knew you from Stanford stuff, but what do you feel like has put him in the position that he's in now to be a head coach? I'm also curious your impressions on him. What makes him a good coach, and why you think he'll have success here?
I mean, first, he's a leader. The guys want to follow him. They want to do what he says, and then he's going to hold them accountable to the standards he has. And it's not in a demeaning way, a punishing way. It's like, hey, we're going to help you reach your goals. And he is making sure every single day that we don't let up with that. And so the guys, they see like, hey, we're trying to get better here. He's pushing us to get better. And they respect him for that. And you could see it the way they're working.
And I think that's the biggest thing. My coach said he's a leader. He's a leader among men. He understands exactly what he wants to do, and he's going to do it his way. You know, that's the one thing I do like. He's doing it the way with his personality, how he wants to do things, and the kids can read through that. Once you being yourself and you holding them accountable and kind of help them get to the next level, that's one thing that really stands out to me, him being a leader and doing it the way he wants to do it.
We haven't asked you about Gavin Garrettson. What do you expect from him after a redshirt season?
Just some growth. Continue to grow. I mean, he's physical. I mean, really good in the run game. He's improving in the pass game. He's picking up the offense. So it'll be good to see once we get pads on how he comes along, because he's shown he's not scared. He's going to be physical, playing full speed, doing some good things out there.
You mentioned that you knew Coach Silverfield when he was the offensive line coach. Did you have an inkling when you first met him or been around him that he was a guy that could be a successful head coach like he has been?
I think you see it immediately, and there was something that, you know, you can see that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to put himself in position to be a head coach. And when he put himself in position, he's been successful. You know, that's one thing you can't argue about. He's been all in with the things he wanted to do. And to me, you know, I'm just proud to see him in his position, doing well. And that's why I wanted to make sure I kind of help him get to the next level, whatever he needed.
Guys, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.